Remember 2015? The first Steam machine was a total flop, but Valve is back. And they aren't messing around. Check out this design. It's powerful. It's premium. But then, I saw the leaked price. Retailers are listing this beast at nearly $950. That raises one massive question. Did Valve just price themselves out of the living room? Valve has been here before. The original attempt was a confusing mess of hardware that failed to catch on. But then, they pivoted. The Steam Deck changed handheld gaming forever. Now in 2026, they are back for the living room. And the specs? They are aggressive. We're looking at a Zen 4 CPU and an RDNA 3 GPU. That is serious horsepower. But there is a glaring question mark. The reports say this power is paired with only 8 GB of VRAM. That is half the memory of a PS5. So, is this a legitimate console competitor or just a premium niche experiment? In this video, we are breaking it all down. We'll analyze the raw specs, investigate that VRAM bottleneck, dissect the shocking price tag, and figure out exactly who this machine is actually for. Let's dive in. Okay, let's pop the hood and see what almost $1,000 actually buys you. First, the brains of the operation. A Zen 4 CPU rocking 6 cores at 4.8 GHz. On raw processing speed, this machine blows current-gen consoles out of the water. Then there's the graphics, an RDNA 3 GPU with 28 compute units. Valve boldly claims this is 6 times the performance of a Steam Deck. If that math checks out, we are looking at some serious horsepower for a living room device. But here is the real engineering flex. The form factor. It's a tiny 156mm cube. You get a sensible port layout with USB-C and USB-A right up front. But the killer feature? The power supply is internal. No ugly brick behind your TV. Just pure plug-and-play power. It's small, it's fast, and it looks clean. But raw specs don't tell the whole story. There's a bottleneck looming. But here is where the dream hits a wall. The graphics memory. It's capped at 8 GB of GDDR6. Compare that to the PS5 or Xbox. They have 16 GB of unified memory. That means the CPU and GPU share the whole pot. On the Steam machine, the CPU takes system RAM and the GPU gets stuck with just 8 GB. In 2026, that is tight, especially for native 4K gaming. Modern games at that resolution eat VRAM for breakfast. So, how does Valve claim 4K at 60 frames? They aren't doing it natively. They are leaning heavily on upscaling. Tech, like FSR, you're going to hit that limit. You'll have to drop textures to medium or turn off ray tracing just to keep the game from crashing. It's a bottleneck that no amount of CPU power can fix. But wait, it gets worse. We need to talk about the sticker shock. Recent retailer leaks suggest this console will retail for nearly $950. That is not console pricing. That is high-end PC pricing. Why? Because unlike Sony or Microsoft, Valve refuses to sell hardware at a loss. Sony and Microsoft take a hit on the console to make money back on game sales. That's the console model. But Valve? They have a no-loss strategy. You are paying full freight for every component inside. When you stack that up against the rumored PS5 Pro at $800, the Steam machine suddenly looks very expensive. You are paying a premium for that freedom. But look, before you write this off because of that price tag, there is one massive area where the Steam machine absolutely destroys the competition. We're talking about software and freedom. First, the ecosystem. This runs SteamOS 3.0. That means you get your entire Steam library, no Windows bloatware, and no online subscription fees just to play multiplayer. And with the verified program, you know exactly what games work before you buy them. But the real killer feature? The one thing Sony and Microsoft absolutely refuse to give you? It's upgradability. Remember that VRAM bottleneck? Or maybe you just need more space. You aren't stuck with the specs you bought in 2026. The RAM isn't soldered down. It uses standard DDR5. The SSD is a standard NVMe stick. You can pop this box open and double your memory in 5 minutes without paying a Sony tax for proprietary storage. That is future-proofing that consoles simply cannot offer. Plus, it's an open platform. You want to install Windows instead of SteamOS? Go ahead. You prefer an Xbox controller? Plug it in. This is the PC advantage, finally packaged for the living room. So, where does that leave us? The Steam Machine is a study in contradictions. You get an unbeatable CPU and the open freedom of a PC, but you're also locked behind a confusing VRAM bottleneck and a massive price tag. Here is my verdict. This is not a mass-market console killer. It is a premium PC for the living room. Valve is betting on freedom over hardware subsidies. But is that actually what gamers want in 2026? Let me know in the comments. Would you pick this over a PS5 Pro at a similar price? Or is the cost too high? Don't forget to subscribe. When this unit launches in early 2026, we are going to do a full review. You don't want to miss that. Thanks for watching.